Feature Friday.
The freshest. What up, people? Welcome to Feature Friday Plus. Today we're joined by the one and only Pilita Corrales. How are you doing, Pilita?
I like that one and only. I'm fine, thank you. And how about you?
You cannot. I am excited beyond excitement. I feel honored that you're here today.
Oh my goodness, it's a pleasure. It's an honor for me too.
No, I think you're being very nice. I think the honor is all ours. I must say, Pilita, when we kind of came across your work, and one of the things that really resonated with us is sort of that feel of home. You really, with your voice and your work, it really feels, we're from Venezuela, so it feels like you've taken a piece of the world with you and shared it, and it's very inspiring and nice to hear. So for that, I thank you.
Thank you very much. It's nice to hear. It's the first time I hear anything like that, so thank you.
Well, honestly, it is a great opportunity to get to talk to you. I mean, you have a really long, extensive career. I mean, there are very minimal, like you can count them with your hands, the amount of artists that have done anything close to what you've done. So I'm really excited to hear all of that.
Are you in the where in the Philippines are you now? You're in Manila?
Yes, in Manila, Quezon City.
Quezon City.
Outskirts now, yeah, Quezon City. Have you been here before?
No, it's on our bucket list places to visit. Absolutely.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think so.
Pilita, I would only go if you invite me and we can have food together.
Yes, definitely. No problem. How about tomorrow?
Yeah, jump on a plane 14 hours away.
Well,
do it as soon.
It
will be a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. I wanted to ask you,
yes,
not very often do we get the chance to get the story of the beginning of someone's career from themselves. So, and it's something I'm very curious about, Pilita. What was the beginning of your career like? What was kind of like, were you always involved in music as a child, or maybe it was a family thing? How did it begin?
No, yes, it was such really, my father then, when we were all living in Cebu City, no?
Right.
So that's where we grew up. That's where all my brothers and sisters were born. So, in Cebu, since my father was the manager of Coca-Cola.
Oh,
wow.
Cool.
So, every time there was a party or something, no, you say, no, don't get the singer. My daughter will sing for you. So it's just like that. So I started like that. No, definitely, yes. Because you see, I had she already passed away, but one of the best classical singers here in the Philippines was the sister of my father.
Wow.
And so when she heard me sing for the first time, then my father was saying, oh, maybe you can teach Pilita to sing. And then she asked me to sing. And then she said, no, I cannot teach her. Yeah, because she will never be a classical singer.
Yeah.
But if we teach her now something like that, she will lose her style. So I remained like this.
Well, what a successful way to keep something, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, honestly.
Well, sorry to interrupt, Bali, but it's interesting, Pilita, because sometimes we discuss this, how sometimes beginning classical training, then it's very difficult then to adapt later on to other genres. But if you were to find your genre first and then do perhaps classical training-esque style at the end or later in your career, that's a better transition.
That's right.
It seems. I don't
know. For the popular singer like me, for example, singing popular songs, or something, it is nice because I have many friends singers who took up 6 months of classical training to help their popular singing.
Yeah,
I didn't, but I think it would be good too.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think because you started singing so young and performing since such a young age. What type of music did you grow up listening to and replicating? Because you got some sounds that are so innate to you, and I would love to know where your main influences right from the beginning.
since we were born in Cebu and grew up in Cebu, so we were speaking our Visayan dialect. But then at that time, everything that was popular was in Spanish.
Wow.
So I was doing theater, and the most popular songs were in Spanish, like Besame Mucho, Historia de un Amor, and all these things, And so that's the way we started. Or people know, okay, we can request a Spanish song or something, because I also, since I'm Visaya, we also have our dialect.
Yes.
Right.
Visaya, Tagalog, so Spanish and English, and that's it.
And that's
So
it,
at least,
just a little bit.
no, because here, I think with the Spanish who were in the Philippines for so many years, the influence of the Spanish songs are still here. I mean to say, songs in Spanish.
Right.
That's okay.
You can sing in a show any Besame Mucho, Historia de un Amor, in Sabor a Mi, all those things, they know.
That's amazing. That to me is fascinating.
Yeah, very, very intriguing, right? Because I think perhaps, we've discovered kind of the Filipino music industry very recently,
Yes.
Perhaps a year and
a bit.
I think probably a year ago. And we've
That's
had
all?
that's
that's
it, yeah.
all.
And we've had the awesome chance to speak to a lot of these artists. And I think
Oh, good.
one of the things that I think that probably the reason why we resonated so much with the music from the Philippines, because it turned into one of our favorite music that we listen to at home, and the whole family now listen to. Like, you get my mother,
singing in
Tagalog, or attempting to. I mean, I wouldn't say her
No
pronunciation is
kidding.
very good.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's nice.
So I think the reason why it probably resonated with us so much is because of those roots of both, Hispanic roots, in Venezuela, Spain, and the Philippines.
Yes.
So when
Yes.
When we heard you singing in Spanish, it was like, again, it was like watching, every piece of the world that we belong to, as
Yes.
citizens of the world
I
that we
guess,
are.
being put into one person and then in a song, and it's like, holy
It was
moly.
magical. It really was.
But that
Oh,
makes sense now
thank
that
you.
those songs are popular then.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
So when you first started the making of your first album as
Yes.
a soloist, what was it like for you? Was it like hard, like pressure, or were you really looking forward to making your own music and putting your own stamp out there?
My very first album was recorded in Australia.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Because I was already there. My family moved to Australia. They wanted to sort of try a life in Australia. So I was doing a television program 3 times a week called In Melbourne Tonight. And my first 2 albums were recorded there with Arthur Young, with a 40-piece orchestra. Before we have these big bands and beautiful. So my very first albums were recorded there.
Whoa.
Ahead of the albums in the Philippines.
Okay, and were you really excited to put all of that music out? Were your own compositions, or was it somebody else's?
No. They were not my compositions. But how do you call this? The album contained Filipino songs, Spanish songs,
wow,
English, and Visayan song, which
awesome.
is what I speak.
Right. So,
that's really awesome.
And if you did it in Australia,
yes,
how come you thought of, or maybe there was an incentive to do Spanish and Visayan? Is that more because you wanted to kind of make a statement, or was it because
your audience
was kind of mainly? What was the thought behind it? Your first album?
No. I mean, when my parents, when they decided to move to Australia to try and live in Australia, because I have a lot of family in Australia, then here in the Philippines, the songs that are popular, they say, we just say in Spanish, but it's Besame Mucho or whatever it is, but that is what became popular here during those years.
Right.
All the time, because they could dance to it.
Yes.
They could dance to it. Yeah. So,
Right.
in every show that I do, I always put one one or two Spanish songs, one Bisaya, Tagalog, and then English.
Please.
That's wonderful.
Keep making the music that makes us dance. Do you like to dance yourself? Maybe a salsa or merengue or something? I don't know.
Oh yeah, plenty. Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome. What about the first show that you ever did, like professionally in front of a huge crowd? What did that feel like?
Here or abroad?
Anywhere,
Anywhere.
your first,
Anywhere.
it doesn't matter.
Yes. Here, when we started, we had theaters here before where we used to do 3 shows a day.
Oh, wow.
12, 5, and then 11 at night, where we used to get paid, 50 pesos a day, which is for a sandwich nowadays. But then during that time also, it was the Grand Opera House and the Clover Theater, everything. At that time, they would still ask for, sing Besame Mucho, sing or whatever, still. Because especially where I come from, Cebu, we still have a lot of Spanish-speaking people there.
I see.
Yes.
Because we recently, apologies to interrupt, Pilita, please.
Yes.
Oh, no. I was just saying that we recently just discovered as well that there is Chabacano.
Yes, Chabacano. But that is Tagalog Bisaya.
Oh, wow. So it's
which I speak.
That is fantastic. It is so similar to Spanish. It's kind of scary.
But it's fun. It's very funny if you listen to it.
It is.
Isn't it funny?
Yeah.
It's very funny because it's Bisaya in the ding ding in the. I don't know, but when I hear it, I really enjoy listening to Chabacano.
Me too. And their music, it's so they really take advantage of the language. It's so fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's
that's
really
right.
awesome.
Yeah, definitely. But before our schools would teach Spanish. Spanish was our foreign language in the schools. Now they're trying to bring it back.
Right.
Nice.
Because it's a pity. Before almost all Filipinos could understand, could speak a little. So,
that's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. What a pity. It's always nice to know another language,
I think so.
Well, that would be brilliant, Pilita, if we go there and then we can speak Spanish.
Yes.
I would make my life, 10 times easier.
Fantastic. Why
But
don't you come then?
The thing is, I adore Tagalog. I tried.
Really?
Yeah, I really like it. I tried doing a cover of Moira de la Torre song.
Yeah, Moira, yes.
Yeah, so I did a cover of that, and the learning process of the syllable phrasing in Tagalog, I found it so fascinating. It was so entertaining. I would love to, dive deeper into it because I really enjoyed it. It's a really great language.
Tagalog, and we have how many? 95 dialects.
Woo!
You move 1 hour from here, they're speaking a different dialect. They move to another hour city, another dialect.
That's
why
cool.
everybody understands each other in English.
That's awesome.
Right. Because, so for example, you wouldn't be able to, if there was an English, would you still be able to understand most dialects?
Visayan to Tagalog, would they be able to understand?
They're very different. Kapampangan, Ilocano, all those are so different. You don't understand the thing.
Wow.
Only Bisaya and Tagalog
Are very close.
But the rest is difficult.
I see. Very
wow,
peculiar.
that's amazing.
So then English worked as some sort of link between everyone so that everyone could facilitate
That's
communication.
right. That is true.
Right.
Well,
So if they don't speak Bisaya or they don't speak Tagalog, you talk in English.
Because also I've noticed that sometimes when you hear someone speaking Tagalog or Visayan, they also mix in words of English. It's like
yes, all the time.
Right.
Yes, indeed, definitely, yes.
That's amazing. You said that you started in theater, and there were 3 shows every night. A day. Wow, that's crazy. A day. Oh, that is fantastic. How was the transition between working in theater to doing full-time live shows? How did that feel? Was it different?
It's different because nowadays you don't do 3 shows a day. unless, for example, and you were making 50 pesos a day at that time. But that was the theater of the people to go. They would enter at 12 noon and up to midnight. Because you only pay once. When you go in, you pay once. And then they stay, they eat there in the theater. That was the thing, that the movies were not still as big before, but they would go to these live performances, which we used to do 12, 5, and 10 in the
And
evening.
10, right.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And what was the preparation to that? Because I bet the
Yeah, 3 shows, bloody hell.
yeah, and the
Yes.
repertoire must be ginormous. What was the preparation for those shows?
Well, let me see. We would change, how do you call this? We would change show every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, 3 times a day, it's the same show.
Okay.
On the last day of the 2 weeks, and then we change program, then we change songs again and change, because it was not only singing, we also had to do a comedy skit. We had to do, yes, we had to do comedy also, but the people would go there at 12, bring their food, and go home at 12 midnight.
Wow! Oh my God!
They only pay one.
They only paid once as well. That is crazy.
So
it's a pity now, no more. We don't have theaters like that anymore, like the Manila Grand Opera House, the Clover Theater. Now it's all hotels and things like that. No, yeah.
So then,
but yes, beg your pardon.
So then it makes sense to one of the observations I've made about the Filipino industry, given its history, that I feel that one of the things the Filipino industry does different, Pilita, is that it's live music. They create live performers first, and then studio artists second.
That's right.
It makes sense now, given the history of the Philippines in terms of entertainment. I mean, you were doing 3 shows a bloody day. That's insane.
Yes.
And it's sort of ingrained in its history of entertainment to encourage live performers, top-notch live performers, and sell tickets rather than going into the studio and making a song.
But the Filipino, anywhere you go here in the Philippines, any province, any small town, every Filipino is sitting down with the guitar and singing. They're all very musically, all the families, and they sing. There is no party without singing and a guitar player. So it's very nice. It's wonderful. Would
you say it's
part? And then, of course, yes.
Would you say it's part of the culture then?
Pardon?
Would you say it's part of the culture? Singing is part of the Filipino culture, like ingrained.
It's part of the culture. It's part of the culture.
That is amazing. It's hard. Like I don't think there is another place in the world that does it that way. I think it's very specific unique to the Philippines. Yeah, it's very unique, and it makes for such great valued music, right? Music with layers, music that understands that is being played for an audience, and is constant entertainment. And that is something that has been lost in other places in the world, so
that's right. Yes.
It's really nice to see it still be at its core, like the most organic way possible. The most organic way of entertainment itself. It's so refreshing.
But you go to these provinces, maybe they don't have work, they don't have anything to eat, but they have their guitar. They sing. So there's always like that. Everyone has the guitar at home, and of course later on the how do you call this, the -1 where they can sing. So there's no party here without music, without singing.
That is awesome. It's just freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
Given the fact that you have, you sort of seen the industry evolve, especially in the Philippines, I would say worldwide in your case. Yeah. What are some of the things that you kind of noticed, because the last 20 years have been such a technologically driven music
evolution,
times. So what have you noticed, given your experience in different moments in music, that has changed the
Yes.
most, or perhaps what you miss the most, or what you like the most about it?
Mm-hmm. Well, the music in itself, of course, it changes all the time, no? Uh, well, depende. But the different thing that we used to do before, now it is all minus one.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh,
backing
I'm going
tracks.
to,
Yeah.
tomorrow I'm going to record 3 songs. Okay. They already do the minus one and they send it to me. So I know, about the songs. It's not like before.
Mhm.
In Australia, I recorded live with 24 musicians.
Wow,
Live.
my God.
The only difficult thing is if one of the musicians made a mistake or I made it again, you have to do it again. But now anybody can sing.
That is a very good point. I mean, there is nothing more difficult, of course, given your experience, than having to record from a live room with 24 other humans in the same
Yes.
moment, right? There is such a stillness and concentration that is a collective. That is so
Yes,
hard to
yes.
maintain. That is so hard to do. And it makes for wonderful music, though. It makes for really, really high top,
Yeah.
elevated stuff.
Because now, if you're going to record an album or whatever you need to record, when you go to the recording studio, it's just you and the technicians and the room, because everything has been done. It was not like before. No? My first albums in Australia were all recorded with a 24-piece orchestra. The only thing is if you make a mistake, you do it again and again.
Do you miss recording in a live studio
Like that?
or do you prefer
with
doing
musicians, you mean? Yes. You miss that. I still do it here in a television program, but it's not anymore the big orchestra or something, because everything is done in the keyboard already now.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what's funny? You know
Yes.
what's funny, Pilita? It's like now,
Yes,
recording like that with an orchestra, 24, 27, 30 musicians, it's seen, and in the moment, it's seen as a luxury.
It is.
You only see it in, in like top notch Disney productions or
Yes.
top notch, someone like Jacob
artists.
Yeah, so now it's like a luxury, but if an artist has the capability or the skill level to do that, but back in the day it was a necessity. It was compulsory.
The norm. Yeah.
Yes. You had to have your musical arrangements. You have to ask your musical director to write music, because you have 14 strings. You have, it's a really big. It was really nice. Yeah. Really nice, but it is unaffordable now.
Yeah, I totally agree.
It's unaffordable. Unless you're a big star, like when big stars come to the Philippines to perform, at least they have a 14-piece.
Yeah, it's still
6 strings. Yes.
It's still really difficult though to maintain, and I think it's an expensive luxury. Yeah,
you can't tour with them.
It's expensive now. It's expensive.
It's a shame that's
it's
lost.
wonderful.
Yeah,
you wouldn't be able to. I don't think anyone. It wouldn't even be cost efficient to tour with such a big band, and you would end up losing money at the end of the day. Yeah?
That's right. Definitely. So, like before, I just used to lately travel with 3 musicians if they want musicians. But usually they say, no, we only want -1.
Wow.
They don't want to pay for airfares for 3 musicians or something, unless it's a long schedule of shows. But it becomes already. So I used to travel with a pianist. So I used to sing just with the pianist, a very good pianist, and very good. Yeah. Of course, it's not like
it's not as full, but it still gives you that kind of organic live experience. So a pianist is probably a good choice.
Yes, very true. Even just the pianist is, it's already live.
Yeah, it's true.
I can stop him from playing and saying no.
I actually think that's something that charm of being in control of the piece, of the song itself. It's lost when you have to sing with backing tracks with the -1. It is,
That's right.
and you can do so much. You can manipulate the audience so much when you are
Oh,
in
very
control
much.
of everything. Yeah.
Even during the song, I can call someone to sing with me when it's like that. It's
Yeah.
it's very easy, very easy. But well, we do it only here on television. But most of the time, it's -1, or at least 3-piece. What we do is you have a 3-piece, and then I get 3 backup singers.
Let's go.
Yeah. The 3 backup singers do the violin section, do the so it looks, it becomes a bigger sound.
Fuller, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
bigger
very
sound.
clever. That's very clever.
May I ask, what are some of like your maybe your all-time artists that you like? Your favorite?
Foreign?
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter?
No, wherever they're from, what are your favorite artists that you like to listen to?
To listen to. One of my favorite artists was Matt Monroe.
Ooh.
Do you know him?
Yes.
My father is familiar with him. He sometimes plays him.
Born Free, all those. He became very, very popular here in the Philippines because of the type of his songs, no?
Right.
Yeah.
Then Sammy Davis that I worked with. So, all these, right now there are so many wonderful, how do you call this, artists, but not lately. They're not coming now lately because of this COVID.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
I totally agree. What in Spanish, what are your favorite artists to listen to?
Well, I worked with Julio Iglesias.
What?
Oh my God.
I did a concert here with Julio Iglesias at the Manila Hotel the very first time he came here.
That's
And so, the Spanish, how do you call this? People always want to listen to Spanish, even if it's only Besame Mucho or something. But
It's
for
so
them,
true.
that's Spanish, you see.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah. But, I sang with Rafael. I don't know if you know Rafael.
Of
The one from
course.
Spain.
Yes.
Spain, Julio Iglesias. I performed with many international, but my really, really favorite was Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh my God.
Sammy Davis Jr.
Yes.
Yeah, in Las Vegas. Yeah.
In
Bloody
Las
hell.
Vegas. Whew.
Yeah. He came here to do 3 days, full pack all his, because he sings, he dances, he does
Yeah.
everything.
Full show, yeah.
And I was his front act. Yeah, I was his front act. And then he said, oh, I'm going to bring you to Las Vegas. Always like that. So you say, oh, thank you. But you know that it might never happen. But
Absolutely.
It did. So
Wow.
I performed within 3 weeks at the Caesar's Palace. So
How
And,
fun. Was that because I was looking at J-Lo's Jennifer Lopez last tour in
Yes.
Las Vegas, and she was explaining after how exhausting the whole process is. I was wondering how tiring was it, because there's shows all the time.
all the time, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
how was it for you? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it very much. The first time we had the Philippine Festival that was taken to Las Vegas. We worked at the Dunes Hotel for, I don't know, 3 months or something, It was like a cultural show showing Filipino costumes and everything. And all the other artists that were performing around Las Vegas would come just to see the clothes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fun.
Because it was so expensive in Las Vegas for a gown. And then they would tell me, oh, can we go to the dressing room? They wanted to see my costume. I was the only artist that would change 3 times.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah. So it was, because it was cheap here. Oh, how much did you pay for that? Oh my God. My gown is $5,000. Oh, mine is 1,000 pesos.
Actually, mine didn't cost that much.
I met many, many artists who I gave them the names, and many of them had clothes made here, performing clothes.
Wow.
Because it's
Really?
very cheap here. Yeah.
Well,
very
I was
cheap.
looking at some of your pictures
Oh my God.
years ago when you were performing. Oh my
Yeah.
God, the whole glamour the fashion is so glamorous, and there is so much to like inspire, like new looks today.
Yes.
Did you take part of the designing? Did you take part of like choosing what you're gonna wear all the time?
No, I just get clothes from, let's say, two people. They know already what I want, and then I cannot wear a gown without a slit
Oh,
up to the waist.
oh, I love that. Yes.
So you see, so to continue the tradition, but the clothes here are, how do you call this? Not expensive, I was really shocked when I was asking these people at the Caesar's Palace, oh, how much is your gown? $5,000, $6,000. My God, I could buy the house and the condo.
That is so true.
But that you can probably tell it. That's what I mean. Is like the fact that you were changing and doing things differently, even well compared to other
Yes,
artists in America. That's what I think.
that's right.
It comes from that background of performing in theater 3 times a day, where maybe you
That's
were changing outfits all the
mhm,
time. So when you bring
mhm.
that type of discipline and concepts and yeah, principles to other parts of the world, it doesn't matter where it is. They're all gonna be like, what the, this is impressive as hell. And then all of a sudden you get other artists trying to I guess
Copy that.
inspire, they be
Yeah.
inspired by performers from all over the world. That's why I think it's so key to just listen and pay attention to other industries in all over the world, because you learn so much from it.
All those people that I met then in Las Vegas when I was doing the show with Sammy Davis, they had many clothes made here in the Philippines because they couldn't believe the price
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they were paying there. There they used to change. I mean, if you have a 3-week performance, they wear the same clothes
Wow.
for
No.
2 performances. I was the only one changing all the time
Oh, well, and
because
that's
it was so, yeah, it
and
was
you
so
were
cheap
fabulous,
and
and that's why.
yes.
Well,
Because when
actually,
I used to tell them how much did that cost you, they just couldn't believe it, fully beaded and everything.
yeah,
But still,
I bet it probably looked better than theirs, and theirs was more expensive than yours.
Yeah.
yes, $5,000 and everything. How?
Yeah.
Imagine I can buy a house and lot here.
I could buy several cars with that, because $1,000 is a lot of money. I mean, sometimes we argue about it. It's like, dude, so
Yes,
now you get like those brands like Gucci and
yes,
Balenciaga, and it's like,
yes,
and in its right time, in its right moment, perhaps for certain performances, certain pieces they may make sense at certain points. But back home, in Venezuela, when we were performing, it's like you kind of try
yes,
and make the most of what you got, and then mix and go to like
yes.
sewing machines and
Tailor
tailor
made.
made,
Mm-hmm,
and then they
mm-hmm.
still come out way cheaper than like some designer stuff. And then people are like, oh, where did you get that from? It's like, you can't buy anywhere else because I made it myself, you know.
Well,
That-
actually, when we were growing up, we
yes.
performed a lot folkloric music in Venezuela. So we used to tour
Mm-hmm.
around the country since we were really little. And I remember the costume making and like the outfits for the shows were a lot of the times were like hand sewn by our mothers and like uh, you
Yes,
know and
yes.
and they would last the whole season and they would be very good quality and they would make an impact on stage. And I remember a lot of the people would be like, oh my god, where you get that? And you're like, yeah, we got them done ourselves.
That's true. When the first time I went to Australia, I was appearing in a program 3 times a week, and my mother was doing my clothes because it
Hmm.
was too expensive in
Yeah.
Yeah.
Australia. But then what happened is that then I found out later that, since the clothes were expensive in Australia, they would just, today I will wear this, tomorrow I'll bring back the other one. So I was the only one because they didn't know my mother was sewing in the house.
Yeah.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, sewing a whole outfit.
Dude, I remember one time, Pelita, we were I used to play, well, I still I used to be a minor percussionist in the band, and
Oh, okay.
sometimes, and I used to be little, like very little, from like 3 to 12 years old. I did it all throughout those years, and I remember, I think maybe I was like 8 or 9, and I was playing something we call a tambor, which is like a mini drum,
Mini drums.
En español, it's like tambor.
Ah,
So I was
tambor.
I was playing a tambor, and one of my tops that my mother had hand sewn, all of a sudden just ripped like that. And I was like, well, that top is gone for the tour. We're not wearing that one again. On the way to another show, you could see her on the bus
Sewing it back
sewing at it,
together.
you know, and it's like you try and make do what you have, you know, it's like
Yeah.
it's part of it.
Yes, yes, that's true. But you know, it's here in the Philippines, especially. Let's say I wore a gown tonight in this show. And then when they want to see the show, they want to see it again. If I wear the same gown, they will say, but you wore that already last week. You know, it's like that because they know that here you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Actually,
You can do it.
that's very similar to how the entertainment industry in Venezuela used to be like.
It's also,
Yeah, it's like so
Especially on TV.
we always when we started working
especially on TV.
yeah, so when we started working on TV, we would get sponsors for the outfits on the day. So
Yes, yes.
so we would have a different outfit all the time, and people will go to the stores and buy the outfits from the store, right? But
That's right, yeah.
but
Mhm.
the emphasis on something different all the
Every
time.
week, yeah.
Because
All the time.
yeah,
That's
if you wear something similar, they'd be like, "Oh, but you already wore that."
Yes, that's why when I was singing in Las Vegas with Sammy Davis, you know, they were wearing the same thing
Wild.
every day for the next 3 weeks
Yeah.
because it's expensive.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's very expensive there, you know.
Talking about your sort of experience on TV, because you have one hell of a resume on TV, may I say?
I did.
Yeah, I mean, it's ginormous, Pilita, not to be modest here, but you've done a lot of shows and you've hosted a lot. With
Yes, yes, yes.
what?
Now I do 2 only.
Now,
Just two.
just two.
Just
Just two. Yeah, just two.
now because one is, you know, it's called Himig ng Lahi,
Yes.
meaning to say the songs of the culture. Huh?
Right.
So it's all Filipino songs. And the other one is already like a comedy thing, but with music also, with a
Nice.
with a pianist there on the set. So something different. Yeah.
How did you get into hosting though? Like into TV? Was it a natural transition from music, or how did you kind of become interested in working in the TV industry?
Well, you know, I my musical program, which lasted a long time, you know, your evening with Pilita. I was already singing in clubs, in nightclubs and everything. And then they offered me the show, Your Evening with Pilita, which lasted 10, 12 years, you know.
Holy
And so that's the way we got into TV. And so every week you have to start learning new songs all the time.
How was that for you? Was that I bet that was really easy, but
Yeah, I would
like,
imagine it was actually probably easier for you than for
To
most
anyone
people,
else, yeah.
given your background on doing 3
Yes,
shows
yes.
a day.
But you know, in that show, all the foreign artists that would come to the Philippines would appear there. I had Julio Iglesias, I had the Beatles, I had it was the only program where they could announce that they would be coming and performing in such a place.
Right.
So I was very lucky
So
to have pictures with them and listening to them.
wow, what was it like watching the Beatles?
Oh, here it was done in the football field
and how
because
how
there
did
was
you
no
feel?
theater big enough. So people brought their own chairs.
Oh my god.
They brought their own chairs like this and sat down in it, it's all grass, you know, in the football field.
Wonderful. I bet
And we were the front act, yeah.
Oh my god, that is it. Tell me more about it.
What year was this?
I don't know what year was it.
1965, 60.
1960 plus.
Right.
Nice. 1960.
I have the
picture.
posters and everything.
That's-
And you know, it was people expected that you know, they had to do it in the football field because the theaters are too. Here's my Beatles. Look.
Oh, look at that!
wow.
Wow, awesome!
Yeah, but
That's
you know,
awesome.
they were very nice. The only thing is the thing that happened. I don't know if you remember.
No.
No, no, what happened?
You see, what happened is when they were here, they were invited by the palace to have lunch there,
Okay.
which they really wanted to do, but the manager said no.
Ah.
Any reasons?
That Epstein, I think, okay.
Hmm.
No, and he didn't say anything. So when they left here, they were almost thrown out of the airport just to get out of it.
Oh God! So there were like political interventions, basically.
Yeah, so they really it was really not a nice thing to see,
Right.
just because the manager did not allow them to go to Malacanang to sing.
I see.
It,
Wow.
it wasn't even their choice, you know.
No,
Well,
that's why.
sometimes
Yeah,
it happens, you know. Sometimes those things are out of the artist's
Yeah.
control, especially to that magnitude,
Oh,
right?
dude. Yes, I think
and
that.
then you have the manager. You follow the manager. If the manager, so they were actually, when they were in the airport, they were being insulted and shouted at and get
Oh,
out of here. It was so bad.
Oh
no.
God, I didn't know
It
that
was
happened.
so bad. But the manager said no. Why
Right.
do they have to go to the palace to sing for the president?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
I guess it's different. It's very
Right,
different.
right.
Yeah.
At least the performance was good. Unfortunately, the
Yes,
it wasn't the best, but it
And
must have been one
they
hell
were
of a
very nice.
right.
That's
Very,
awesome.
very nice.
Yeah, talking about managers, how was it the beginning of like somebody managing your career, or you always manage your own career?
No. When my brother was alive, when I started, my brother was my manager. So
Nice.
I had the TV program, and I had, all those concerts and everything. He was the one managing me. And now it's just, I also have someone,
Of course.
to talk for me, because when they call an artist, oh, how much do you want, or how much,
It's like,
It's
wow,
so-
do I know?
it's so embarrassing.
No, not
I
at
always
all.
have some.
No, you are the artist. That's what they want to see,
Well, actually,
right?
funnily enough,
Yeah.
Pilita, we were speaking to Gary and
Ah,
Gary
yes, Gary. Yeah.
and
Do you know that I discovered Gary?
what?
You did?
Yes.
Oh, please! Oh,
Okay, now tell me that story.
forget what I was gonna say, please, Pilita. The stage is yours. How did that happen?
Gary. Well, you see, Gary was part of a LaSalle singing group.
Okay.
The LaSalle
Uh-huh.
school.
Okay.
Okay.
LaSalle, ¿cómo se llama? Ano?
La Salle.
Kundirana. They had a group of students called Kundirana.
Ah, okay.
And in that Kundirana, it was Gary, it was Ogie, in the
Yeah,
group.
Casid.
but they were students. They were all students, and how do you call this? Of LaSalle, all of them. All of
Okay.
them were students of LaSalle. And then the brother was telling me, can you come and listen to them, because I want to see how they're doing. So that they sang for me. I felt so embarrassed. But anyway, they're all major stars now from
Yeah,
that group.
definitely.
From that group, yes. That's right.
Wow. What
Mhm.
that's so incredible though. Like
Such
you
a
know,
seems
that's
like
a story.
what a small world.
Yes.
Bloody hell.
Yes.
So what captivated you the most when you saw Gary?
Or the lads, like all of them, OG
Yeah.
as well. Like
Okay, I can see this.
Well, yeah. When I saw Gary, this is in LaSalle, in the
Mhm.
in
In
the
the school.
university,
or
you know,
university.
where they were already ready to graduate and everything. So he came out and doing what he usually does. He was fantastic. But we were just in the university in LaSalle, But you could see already that he was going to be someone
Right.
at that time, and with his sickness and everything, So at that time that they were there, they didn't turn professional yet, but LaSalle would call me and tell me, please come, we have a new group. Can you listen to them? Can you see what you can do for them and everything? But when I saw Gary and Ogie and so many of these people that had names now, they all started in the university, in the school. And they had a wonderful group
Wow.
called the Kundirana.
Kundirana.
Kundirana, yes.
Wow.
Oh.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And what did they
Also
consist?
talented.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
definitely.
they were like a boy group that would do like, I don't know, pop or
Covers?
vocals,
Did they do
covers. What did
covers?
they do?
Which one?
They
Ah, yeah.
so the group. What?
The group, you
Yeah.
mean? They were about 12.
Oh wow.
There were 12 that were all in the same high school and the same, and how do you call this? They used to travel for La Salle, singing everywhere in the United States, raising funds for their free schooling here.
Right.
So all of them also traveled, but they were very good. That's where Ogie came from. Sino pa yung isa? Gary, all the other recording.
Rani Raimundo.
Rani Raimundo, all of them came from that, and they're all professionals
Yeah,
now.
professional
Amazing.
now, established artists now.
Isn't
That is
it? Yeah.
incredible.
That's so nice. Yeah.
That's
That is
insane.
nice indeed. It is crazy. I would like to thank you, Juan de Sal, for creating amazing artists. Like that is
That's
crazy.
brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, giving them a chance,
Yeah.
you know. 'Cause
Yeah.
So, you know, we discuss it sometimes with other musicians as well. It's like sometimes the
Mhm.
industry, you know, the music industry is one of the most unforgiving ones because it's
That's
not,
right.
nothing is guaranteed. You know, there's no guaranteed, regardless of how good you are. There's no guarantee ever. And
Mhm.
sometimes all you need is just un milagro, a miracle. You know, sometimes you just
Yes, yes.
need opportunity, but you gotta put
Mhm.
yourself in miracle territory and develop your skills. And so
Refined your craft.
yeah, so to be able to, you know, see or give them a chance, you know, when they were just beginning, that's insane, Pilita. That's brilliant.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
That is
Honestly,
so
that's
awesome.
true.
Well, tell me about when you started composing your own songs. How was that for you?
Well, I'm just starting now and trying hard enough. It's not very easy, you know.
No.
When you're used to recording and everybody gives you their songs and this is what you will record, you know. But I think at this point in time, I would like to try. I'm trying with one song now, and then I will send it to you right away.
Oh, I can't
nice.
wait to hear that. It will be
Nice.
amazing.
After I record it.
Yeah, it would be awesome. It would be awesome to you know, get a chance to listen to some of your stuff new, your
Yes.
own composition. How a did you ever try to do that before? Compose by yourself before?
Well, I tried, but it always came out like my way.
Oh, okay. Oh no.
Get out of my
Really
way. So I stopped for a while and then trying again now.
Yeah.
And then, thank you. No.
That's awesome.
So it's not easy. It's not like
No.
Gary writes good songs. Ogie, very good composer. Ogie composes for other artists
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Have you read have you performed any of Augie Alcacid's compositions like made for you?
Well, not made for me, but some of his compositions, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's really good.
He's very
really good.
popular songwriter, isn't he? He's very popular.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sings very well and he continues writing.
it's
Mm.
very interesting because, so, you know, it seems to be a skill that some people may find it naturally easy to do, you know, to write.
That's right.
It's also a skill that can for sure be developed regardless of on what stage of your career you can be on. But it's also
Mhm.
a skill which requires like some sort of
Like divine intervention.
yeah, you know, because that type of
I think
inspiration,
so.
you know, it's really peculiar skill. It's a very refined, fine-tuned, a delicate skill. It's not as easy as people may think, you know.
Yeah.
There's people with talent to write songs. I really admire them because my songs still sound like my way. So I stopped writing.
No,
Trying.
please,
No,
please,
I'm
Melita,
now
keep going.
trying again to write. I'm
I'm
now
sure
trying.
they sound amazing. I'm sure they're great.
I was just thinking, you know, before
Yes.
you were telling us how you discovered Gary, which is a brilliant story. That
Yes.
just going back to the managers, sort of a point of conversation. When we were speaking to Gary, he was mentioning how he found it very hard sometimes to like when
to
people asked him, can you come and play for us? And then, how much do you charge?
Yeah,
Or
put a price on
put
the
a price
craft.
on your craft. And he was lucky, that his family was kind of always involved. And it seems in
yes.
your side, your family was also involved. How,
Mhm.
or has always been involved. How was that family relationship and the business and the industry all into one? What was that experience like?
You mean to say for Gary?
No,
No, no,
for
for you,
you,
for
for
you.
you.
Given the fact that
Ah,
your brother was your first manager, and
yes, my brother was the first manager, and then after that, really, I did not. I, you know, I just thought that I wouldn't have a manager anymore, except to accept television, let's say sitcoms, not guesting, but for long television contracts and everything. But then after that, I just didn't want to have a manager anymore.
right,
So I have a secretary, and she's handles my bookings and everything. So now they call you directly. The television station will call you. Could you come? But I think for those people like Gary, who have always had a manager, and Ogie, and all of them, that's okay. I think it's okay for them,
Mm.
to continue doing that. But nowadays, it's not that easy.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Not that easy, yeah.
Well, certainly when you do achieve independence, it seems to be like an anomaly. You see so many
Mhm.
artists that are able to achieve independence, and they no longer are tied down by contractual
That's right. Yeah,
Ties.
that's
ties.
true.
Yeah.
So it's certainly amazing when they're able to have complete control of their career and do what they think is best for them. Which is certainly a
Mhm.
privilege.
That's right. Like me, I just don't like to talk about price. Okay, oh, can you sing this? Okay, oh, you just talk to my secretary Esther, and you talk, because I don't want to talk about price,
Of
because if
course.
not, I will not charge anything.
Okay.
I'll be singing for free always.
Yeah. It is hard though when you love what you do so much. It's very
That's
hard.
right. Yeah.
To you it's not a
Mhm.
job anymore, right? Because you love what you do. Yeah, you do it
Ah,
because
yes.
it's an
That's right.
expression of yourself, right? So
Mm-hmm,
when
mm-hmm.
people come up to you and they ask you how much you charge for this with this booking, and you're like, I don't know, a
I don't
sandwich.
know when is your birthday.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I understand, but
Yeah,
it's
it's hard.
it's a valuable lesson though, I think, to know how much your whole life work it's
Mhm.
actually worth.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
Yes,
valuable,
that's
and I
right.
think I think it's important to know that you're worth something important for other
Yeah.
people too.
When I started, because I grew up in Cebu and everything, I was born in Cebu in the province. But, when my father died, it was the only thing that I knew how to do, sing,
Right.
to be able to support the five brothers and sisters that we were. And so music became already, that was it, no, at that time.
right.
So I
Right.
was doing 3 shows a day and everything. It's not like now. Now they ask you, do you have a manager? You have a manager, Before, there was nothing like that. No? They would talk to you directly. Would you
Mm-hmm.
like to sing? Because now, what happens is, when you're like this, oh my God, my grandmother is turning 90 years old, and would you like to come and sing for her this song? This is her favorite. So you do it. These are the type of things that, but it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to do that.
You were mentioning
Uh,
you were mentioning that you also did a few sitcoms, and
Ah, yes, I have one now. I have two now. Two.
so
One. I have one. The program is called Kesaya Saya,
okay.
which is, it's very happy, or
funny.
that's it. And then the other one is Himig ng Lahi. It
Himing
is
Nanla. That's nice.
Himig ng Lahi, meaning to say the melodies of our
Of the
race.
culture. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And so,
Yeah.
Himig.
how I mean, yeah, it seems you can do everything, Pilita, but how did you get
No,
into
no.
acting? Bloody hell!
Yes, yes,
How
yes.
did
I did a
you
lot of
learn how to act?
movies. In our sitcom, I act.
Right.
In our sitcom, it has a few songs, but mostly it's comedy.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it's comedy. Yeah.
Well, very
So
peculiar because one of the first videos we came across from you was with Jaya's mother,
Elizabeth
yes,
Ramsey.
Elizabeth
Elizabeth.
Ramsey.
Yeah.
What a wonderful
I mean,
performer.
she was
Ah,
fantastic,
yeah.
like a world class performer. But
Rest in peace.
one of the things we saw in the Philippines, actually, we also discovered just lately Kay Brosas, who's
Okay. Yes,
who's also
yes. Okay.
a comedian, but she can also
She-
sing really well.
Yes, very well.
So one of the things we discovered is like, hold on a second, these comedians here in the Philippines
Mhm.
can also are also like outstanding singers, and they can also act, and they can also dance. And
They're very
Yes.
multifacetic.
is
Yeah.
that like just the industry standard in the Philippines? But what's that about? Because everyone's good at something over there. Like everyone's good at a lot of things there.
Yes, at the same time. But like for example, Elizabeth. Elizabeth lived with me for 4 or 5 years because they were in the States. They were living in the
Yeah.
States. And since we speak the same dialect, so I told them, why don't you go back to the Philippines and you can start working again. But she was something else. We
She
would be
really was.
rehearsing. We would be rehearsing for a live performance. Okay, Pilita, I want you to say this and this and this and that. Okay, so we rehearse it. Once you're on stage, she changes everything. You're gone. You don't know what to say anymore. But she was really good. She was really good. Good comedian, good. But her daughter is a very good singer.
Oh, Jaya
Jaya.
is fantastic.
Yes.
I saw she said in our when we got to the chance to talk to her, she spoke
Yes.
like how you helped the beginning of her career. Like, how was that like? When you probably just saw her growing up and thinking, yeah, great voice, do that.
I was doing a concert in America, and then the producer told me, "Oh, the front act. She's the daughter of Elizabeth Ramsey." That's where I met her. And then
Right.
when we were that, I told her, "No, you have to come to the Philippines." I got in touch with her for her recording contract in Vicor, and that's
And the rest is history.
Yes, but she's good. She's very good.
She's fantastic.
Oh,
She's
Pilita,
fantastic.
she's a joke. She's insanely good. She's one of our favorite singers from the Philippines. She's
Yeah.
like
She's very, very good. Very
truly
good.
amazing. I must,
Mhm.
I wanted to do something because I know your birthday's coming up, Pilita. So I wanted to sing to you
Yes.
advanced happy birthday
Would you be
in Spanish. Cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños.
Te deseamos a ti. Cumpleaños, Pilita.
Cumpleaños a ti.
feliz.
Woo! Who told you it's my birthday coming soon?
Well,
I don't do birthdays anymore.
I know.
What do you mean you don't do birthdays?
Pilita, I don't think you should care about your age because I was actually about to ask you how the hell do you
you
not
look so
age?
good.
Do I look what?
You look great. You look fantastic.
You don't age.
Oh,
Pilita.
that's the most important thing in the interview today.
You know it is.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm not being nice. I've always said
Nothing really. I just I don't do anything with the face. I just clean my face.
My God, those jeans are just immaculate.
yeah.
Thank God. Thank God.
You have good genes, Pilita. Well, funnily enough, though, I don't know what the hell is going on in the Philippines. Sometimes in Indonesia, it seems the same. I don't think people age the same as we do in the West. It seems
In the West, yes.
you guys only age, I don't know, twice. Like when you're like 3 years old to 15, and then when you're 15 to you're like 33, and then you stay the same. And it's like, what the?
But I already stopped. I'm 28 and that's it.
That's it.
No more.
No more.
If they ask me next year, your birthday, yeah, I'm going to be 28. And the next year, 28 again.
I love that. I love that. It's fantastic, though. That's the type of attitude you need to have in life. Forever young.
Well, let me just now that you sort of, again, you've seen the industry evolve, especially there in the Philippines. Is there any artists in the last 10 years that you've enjoyed a lot of there's so many great singers at the moment. Morissette, KZ,
Mm.
the lads from Budapest.
You mean to say in the Philippines?
In the
Yes.
Philippines, yeah, today, yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Any artists you
There
enjoy
are
listening
so
to?
many, there are so many wonderful singers here who don't have the chance to even appear on television,
Right.
So sometimes, the mother will come bringing the daughter to me, and then she said, "This is my daughter. She sings very, very well. Can you help her?" What I usually do is I bring them to the recording company.
Right.
And then they sing there in front of, let's say, Victor Rosario, Viva, and, I introduce them to the right people.
That's right.
They're the right people, because if they have talent, any recording company will get them. The only thing is now with all this, how do you call this?
Social media.
Yeah, the recording, very few, unless you're a collector, then that's when you get the big vinyl records, that I keep on signing sometimes. And do you still have this album?
That's awesome. It's true though. Like, I think sometimes when you have the influence, putting the right people in front of the right people, it's more helpful than just listening to them, and giving them pointers.
Yes, but you know what? Now, like let's say, my daughter is a very good actress. She's with ABS, but I have a grandson now that is recording for, in LA, no? In LA, I think, yeah, in LA. I don't know how old he is. I think he's 20 years old or something. But, the type of music that is for now, because my nephew is a very popular composer and recording producer in LA.
Right. What's his name?
Mark Feist.
Ah, cool. All right.
Mark Feist in LA. So you can find him. Let me see. So he gets a lot of artists from others. He has a young girl now also from Australia. Very good. But he goes to Australia, they record there, and then they release it. And he's very good. He's very good. Very good.
That's amazing. So basically, music runs in the family through generations. That's incredible.
Yeah, isn't it? Yes, yes. My grandchildren, they all sing very well. They're all in movies, in television. Of course, they got my beauty.
Of course.
Hey, the genes must be strong, Pilita.
Yes, sir.
The genes must be strong.
Oh, they definitely got your glamour. That's for sure.
But all these kids, they grew up with me singing, with me traveling. I had to leave my children because you're the breadwinner. So they're used to it. And now they're doing it because Mita, I don't like show business. And now
Another in it.
Now she's doing a movie. She's doing it. So they're still in show business.
Listen.
They call you Mamita.
Yeah. Yes, Mamita. Yes.
Oh, that's adorable.
We call our mother Mami.
And my grandson. I only have one grandson, don't I? They're all women.
Well, in showbiz, only Diego.
In showbiz, yeah. Like Diego is very good singer. He's 6'2". He recorded now in LA, and is a very good basketball player.
Oh wow!
If I get I'd like to send you. He's very good.
Absolutely.
He sings also in ABS. Do you know the show called ASAP?
Yeah, Asap Natin To. Yeah, we watch it often. Yeah.
Channel 2. Diego is part of that.
Oh wow! Brilliant.
Ooh.
Diego Gutierrez.
Diego Gutierrez.
We'll remember that.
Yes,
Definitely
Diego
check him out.
Gutierrez.
That's amazing. Pilita, what was
Yeah.
it like motherhood in the entertainment industry? How was it?
Motherhood?
Yeah, in the entertainment industry. How was that for you?
Well,
Was it hard?
it was hard, especially with my first, because you see, I was under contract with Channel 2,
Okay.
and then I became pregnant.
Oh.
So what they did is they sent me to a place for 3 months to hide.
hide.
because I had a contract. I had
Oh
a
my
contract.
God.
Yeah. So they sent me to Baguio. So I was there, and then just before I gave birth, I came back. So when I went back to TV, nobody knew I gave birth because they didn't know I was pregnant. But at that time, it was like that because you had a contract. So
Right.
I was, although I was maybe 3-4 months, I was still taping, but only half body,
Oh, I
half
see.
body. So yeah.
Yeah,
But
so you
still,
had to you had to like keep your pregnancy hidden.
secret, isn't that terrible?
It is a little weird, not gonna
Horrible.
lie.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But then how?
But you know what? Back a lot of shows, even back home in like
Yes.
before the 2000s, they used to do that too. Like they used to make the main hosts and stuff that were under contract.
Yes.
Yeah, hide their pregnancies or hide that they were getting married, things
That's
like that.
right.
So that it
That's right.
wouldn't interfere with their image.
Like if the biggest concern was ratings and image,
Yeah.
and obviously
Right.
sometimes, I mean, I don't know
Right.
what your contract looked like, but sometimes in the contract they would specify that you couldn't, either get pregnant or be in a relationship or anything like that. They were crazy contracts.
That's right. That's right. That's true. That's very true. Especially if you were contract, let's say for 2 years or something, and in between you have to stop. You can't if you're doing a musical, for example.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what was it like then after you gave birth? How did you manage keeping your baby hidden?
No, when I gave birth, which is 5 hours from here, when I gave birth, I came back, but you see, I didn't gain any weight at that time.
Right.
So 2 weeks after, I was back working.
Oh my
Nobody
God.
knew. Nobody knew I was pregnant. Nobody knew I even gave birth. Yeah. Nobody knew. I went to a hospital which I never went to before, just to hide, because already I said. But anyway, it's just wonderful to have a child. So they're both in show business anyway now too. So
Nice.
Oh, that's wonderful. I mean, yeah.
But raising them while you were in the public eye, raising children is difficult enough for normal people.
Yes.
But when you're famous or you're in the entertainment industry, what was it like to raise them and maybe them getting used to the fact that their mother is famous? What was that like?
Well, when they were growing up, since I was the breadwinner, and my mother was still alive, so I knew that the kids were okay because my mother was there.
Right. Right.
Because, here you have maids, you have yayas, you have to take care of, but still, it was very difficult when I had to travel. Because one day before I left the country, crying, my daughter would cry and everything, because I was going to be away for 1 month. That was the difficult thing for me. But, it was always nice to be able to come back and bring them a lot of things.
Yeah.
My goodness.
That is crazy.
Yes.
That must be hard. Yeah. Not only for you as a mother, but also part of your having to detach yourself when you're performing. Those things are crazy. Yeah.
But when I had my first child, it also became a very big, because she was kidnapped by her father, by the father of my baby. So I was working on television. I was doing my taping every week, and when I found out they already went to the airport.
Oh my God!
Although he could see, because we were separated. Although he could see my daughter Jackie all the time, I think he really just wanted to have her to himself. So
yeah,
I had to go every day. I was in the Interpol, International Police. So we knew everywhere where they went.
Okay.
Because he also took a yaya.
Okay.
He also took somebody to take care of the baby. But, after about 1 month, he realized that it was not going to be. So he brought my daughter back after 1
Oh, thank
And
God.
we were still friends, but it was very difficult working. And then I was kept on thinking, where are they now? What are they doing?
God.
It was quite difficult.
Yeah, no,
Pilita,
definitely.
you could make a movie. You could write. Have you written a book before about your life,
Uh,
like an
a
autobiography?
book? No.
You should. I would.
Somebody wants to write a book, but I don't know.
But I don't.
Why don't you write it?
Me, I can't write. I sing. That's what I
That's
do.
it. So you're the one.
Yeah, I sing. I don't write. I don't write any books.
You just sing.
Yeah.
We
I
will
sing
wait
and
for
dance.
you to write the book.
Yeah, I play the drums, Pilita, and I rap. I don't write books.
Play the drums. Yeah, good.
But I'm sure someone listening might be inspired to make a wonderful script and a wonderful even a movie about you, because you know it's really interesting, Pilita. Not many artists do they ever get to the level that you have, for the longevity that you have, and still maintain their sanity and still maintain their health and still maintain
They're planning. They asked me. They're planning to do Pilita the musical.
Oh, wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful.
I've heard the
The
rumors.
music at the Soler, I think. But I don't know if I think somebody wrote the script already, but still, it's not. I mean, if I want it done, I want it while I can still play Pilita.
Of course.
Who
Why
else?
wouldn't it? Like, who else would play Pilita? Nah, yeah, it's unmatched. I said it at the beginning, the one and only.
You got any hobbies,
Very-
Pilita? Do you do anything like to relax? Maybe, I don't know.
Yes.
What are you-
Relax.
Yeah.
I try to write songs while I'm relaxing, which I'm always relaxing.
Nice.
Oh, what a life.
Because sometimes, we start taping, let's say, okay, my call time is 11. By the time I get home, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, So let's say, for example, by the time I wake up, I try to write and nothing comes out.
Yeah, tough.
Yeah. It's hard when you're tired, like when you're
Yes,
you've worked
that's
so much.
right.
Nothing
Mhm.
happens naturally. You really have to be in a rested mind state.
And especially for the voice, sleeping is the best thing for the voice.
Really?
Sleeping
Yeah.
before midnight.
Yes. Tell me
That's
about your
the best.
vocal. Yeah, tell me about your
Yeah.
vocal health. What would be your vocal tips, like tricks that everybody should know?
For maintaining health for a long time, vocally.
Keep quiet. Don't talk.
I love that. Shut up. Stop
No,
talking.
because
husband.
talking, you use your voice more talking than singing. So
Absolutely.
usually there are many artists that, 2 hours before the show, they don't even say a word. They only whisper.
Ooh, yeah.
I have a hard time whispering.
I'm a loud person. I can't whisper either.
No, but it's really true. It's just speak, let's say, softly. Before a show, for example, just instead of talking like I'm talking now, just speak softly, but I can't speak softly. So
So you
forget it.
speak. You speak or you don't. That's it.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
I remember, like, back home, sometimes we would
Yes.
see, when I was very young, and I would see the
Yes.
singers like prepare for shows and stuff like that sometimes I would be playing for, and I would see them do the strangest things. Sometimes they would be quiet for hours. Sometimes they
Yes.
have like a shot of rum before they go to
Warm
warm up.
up.
The wild. Sometimes they would they'd obviously start doing vocal exercises and stuff like that. But I remember when I was a kid and I would just look at them,
Yes. Yes.
These people are crazy.
the singers are insane. When I couldn't understand why they were doing it, because I was only a kid. But now that I speak to Bali, and it's such a there's so much discipline involved. There has to be, if you want to do it for a long time.
But if you can, they say that if you can, I mean, if you can drink alcohol, they said brandy would be the best before singing, but I don't drink alcohol. So
Yeah.
I only drink soft drink.
Soft drink. So, so what is your natural warm up? What do you like to do to warm up before a show?
Well, the thing.
Yeah, lip
They
trills.
do
Yeah.
that now.
Yeah.
That's all. But I don't. How do you call this?
Do scales
What
or
do you call-
anything like that.
vocalize things. No,
Yeah.
not anymore.
I
not
mean,
anymore.
this is the level everybody aspires to go to. Like, I just do a little bit of this and then I'm out.
Yes, but what happens is that when you're in the business for so long, and sometimes you're on stage. I mean, you go in, you have to do a show, but you're not really feeling well, or your voice is not good. I can get away with it.
Oh, see,
Experience.
it's experience. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
It
Yeah.
comes with the years of practice and putting yourself in the most uncomfortable of positions and dealing
Right.
with it in the moment. Those
That's
are
right. That's true.
invaluable
Yeah.
moments there. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yes, honestly. You know what? I was singing one time, and without my knowledge, because I was walking, because it's a hotel, so I was walking, and I didn't know that my zipper was open up to my behind. It opened, but it was so nice, because since I didn't know about it, a man stood up and then he put the zipper back,
Mhm.
and then I said, thank you. And then I said, what is your room number?
What is your room number? I would like to thank you later. That is
It
fabulous.
was a big joke, yeah. But it happens. It happened, yeah.
It does,
Definitely.
yeah.
The time before when people used to wear false eyelashes, before they used to wear, oh my God. It also happened to me singing in the false eyelashes.
They're coming down.
Yeah, but people thought I was crying. Oh my God, she really feels her song. They didn't know. My eye was so painful. Never again.
Oh my God. Actually, I don't like false eyelashes either. I don't like how they feel.
Yes, but we only use that here for pictorials or something
Yeah.
for but not this.
Not all the time, no.
No, my goodness.
There's certainly so much there's so much only experience can teach you on how to deal with weird or uncomfortable or bizarre situations, and just
Oh yes,
keep
like
plowing
you're
through.
on stage and walking and singing, and you're in a hotel and everything, and then somebody will just from a table says, how many boyfriends have you had?
Oh my God, what?
Because they want to be mean.
Right, they want to heckle you.
They
Yeah.
want to hurt you.
Yeah.
So I just turned around and said, well, you're not in line yet, sir. I said, just wait. So you stop the people from, there are many cruel people on stage, but they want to be part of
The center of
Yeah.
attention. They want
Yes, you have to know how to stop them immediately.
I
If
was
not-
gonna ask you, how have you dealt with the opinions, right? Because that's something that comes with being a public figure, right? Especially on live performances. How did you deal with that whole uncomfortable situation?
well, if it's live, if I'm on
yeah.
stage and somebody says, oh, how many boyfriends do you have? If it's live, it's very easy to answer, no?
Yeah.
Wait, sir, because I still have one. Tomorrow, you are the next. You just take it. Even if it's painful, you take it. But they're the ones who suffer, not me.
That's actually very true.
You learn as you go along. You really learn, because there are people who want to be mean. And they always want to sit in the front.
Yeah.
So
and something that happens often is you notice this kind of interactions in like comedy shows. You know, when you
Yes,
get these
yes.
like people where they start saying random nonsense, or sometimes they just drunk, you know, and they speak about nonsense, and you see the comedians really handle the situations really well. So it's like you have to
Really,
think on
yes.
your feet. You know, you have to be
True.
quick, think on your feet, and you know, give them something witty back, and then the people laugh because at the end of the day, you're the one in control. You know,
That's
so
right.
it's
Mhm. That's right.
but the only way you
Yeah.
learn it is by doing it, which is a bizarre
But-
situation.
Mhm. Very true. Very true. Yeah. How about you? Do you both sing?
Well, I sing. I've been singing since I was as a little kid, since I was a baby.
Actually, Pilita,
How-
not too crazy
Yeah.
like you. She the reason why we came to London is because she did theatre here, performing arts for
Oh
4
yes.
years.
Okay.
So that's
And
kind of
you?
I
You also sing?
well, I rap
You're a drummer.
and I drum. Yeah, I rap and I play the percussion.
Ah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We must sing together then.
Absolutely. I would love that. I would
What are we going to sing?
whatever you want me to sing. I'll sing whatever you want.
Anything.
after this-
anything.
After this, we'll
Tagalog, English, Spanish, whatever it is, I'll do it.
Oh, Bisaya, whatever. Tagalog
Whatever.
also, di ba?
a
Yeah, sure.
tiny bit of Chavacano in the rap, please.
Whatever you want.
Chabacano. I don't know Chabacano, but it's nice to listen to.
Yeah, yeah.
Chabacano.
I agree.
Because Chabacano is with Bisaya. See?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, actually,
Yes,
I've you've sung in Japanese before.
You have an
Yes,
album
I
in
also-
Japanese.
Yeah, I recorded 2 albums in Japan also.
How
yes.
in the planet?
But you know, Japanese is very easy to read
What?
Really?
because it's syllable by syllable.
I see.
So similar to Tagalog.
Watanabe.
I see.
Watanabe. See, it's very easy to read
Right.
because I had to do it in Japanese, so it was very easy to read.
Oh,
The
wow.
syllable by syllable, yeah.
Right. So, how was that process of learning the pronunciation? Because it's completely different to anything that we've been exposed to.
Yes. There was somebody there that was supposed to be teaching me and everything, no?
Right.
But the only thing they wanted was that Japanese is syllable by syllable. So if it is Watanabe, that's the way you say it.
Right. So
That's
there's
how,
no,
yeah.
yeah, there's no way of mistaking
Yes.
that. That's really cool. It's really cool.
But what? Why did you record in Japanese? Why did you release an album in Japan?
No, I went to do a contest.
Okay.
Ano yung contest yun?
Tokyo Music.
It was the Tokyo Music Festival,
Oh, right.
and I represented the Philippines.
Right.
And they were from all the countries. And then after that, they asked me if I wanted to record. So I recorded there. I did two. In Japanese, it's very easy to record because you read it syllable by syllable. No?
Right.
So it's
Uh-huh.
very easy. So I did Pilita in Tokyo. So
That's amazing.
That's amazing. Did you get to perform those live in front of a crowd?
sometimes I always pick the one that is, one verse only in Japanese.
Very good, very good. Pilita, have you
Yeah.
missed in this past 2 years performing live because of the
Yeah.
situation?
The pandemic.
Have you missed
Missed.
performing live because of
Yes. Well, definitely yes. There is nothing live now.
Right.
Yeah.
Still.
There's really nothing except when they invite you to sing for her birthday or a wedding.
I see.
You do it on Zip,
Yeah.
in Zoom.
But
Zoom.
yeah,
Virtual only.
we only
Right.
do virtual now.
Right.
How
Virtual
does
or
that
every-
feel?
Wait.
How do you feel about that? Do you like it?
Terrible,
Ah!
terrible,
Oh no, it's really hard.
terrible,
Isn't
and horrible.
Yeah. It's not the same, eh?
It is hard. It is hard.
It's not the same.
Where are you?
We're in
America?
London. No,
London.
in
Are you
London.
in London?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're
Okay.
in London, and it is to me is such a precious
So
moment.
you live in London.
Yes, yes. But we're
okay.
originally from Venezuela, but we moved
Okay.
to London.
Both
quite-
of you also
Yeah, yeah.
original from Venezuela.
Yeah.
Qué
Well,
bien.
brother and sister.
Brother and
brother.
sisters. Yeah,
Yeah.
brother and sister.
Waleska is the name.
Waleska.
Yeah,
And
and
Efra.
Efra.
That's it.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
that's nice. Those are new names.
I
will give it
know.
out so they can name their children Waleska.
Oh my God, isn't that fun? No, honestly, I adore that you have taken the time to share a little bit of your
It's
history
a
with us.
pleasure. It's a pleasure. My goodness. When are you coming here to the Philippines?
Well, we don't know yet because of the whole travel restrictions, Pilita. There's just like
you have travel restrictions there?
Yeah.
Well, it's not that we can't travel anyway. It's that then you have to come back and quarantine.
That's right.
So then,
Even when you come here now, you still have to quarantine.
yeah.
Yes,
Even I
you
think
do.
even for the Philippines, I think even if you have both vaccines, both shots
That's
of the
right.
vaccine, I think you still when
That's
you come
right.
back have to quarantine.
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure something out.
That's right. That's
most
right.
likely
yeah.
next year, I think hopefully we should schedule a visit.
Already
Philippines.
done. When all these things are done. Don't know
Yeah.
more.
But it's definitely on our plans. I think the Philippines is such a
Yes.
beautiful place. Yeah. Most
We'll
definitely.
show you around.
Oh yeah, I would love that.
Have you ever played or visited London, the UK?
Yes, I have. But I don't know what I did there.
Did some shows also.
I did some shows there for the Filipino community.
Right.
Yeah, great. It's
First
huge here.
in the embassy, and then that's it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
to be
did,
honest,
yeah.
I was very surprised, Belita, how big the Filipino community here in London, especially in London, is.
Isn't
very
it?
big.
Yes.
Very big.
That's why when we did concerts there, there was no problem with the audience. All of them, because I think in London they don't have too many Filipino shows that go there.
Yeah,
Probably
I
not
agree.
many.
very easy. So they really miss that.
Yeah, I agree. I think not a lot of Filipino artists do shows here. I don't think it's not very
No,
heard of.
no.
Not even
Uh-huh.
today, which is
That's right,
wild.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a big community here, so
Yeah.
it would do well.
There's a
So-
big Filipino community there, right?
Yes. Yeah. But you're welcome to come to London anytime. You can come and
Thank
sing
you.
for the world.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you.
there we'll
Well,
show
I
you
have
around.
I have a series of concerts in December, but that is in Florida,
Right.
nice.
Arizona.
Arizona, right.
Very
Oh,
nice.
how cool. I can't wait to see you back on the road.
Yeah, because how do you call it? He's a Filipino who opened his own casinos
Ah.
in Arizona. I don't
Nice.
even know
Nice.
where. Mhm.
I'm the same. I don't even know where I'm half of the half. of the-
Arizona is. All I know is Las Vegas and LA, Arizona. That might be too far away.
What about have you ever done shows in South America, in Latin America?
South America?
Like
Like in
I don't know, I
And
don't-
done
Chile,
Colombia.
Puerto Rico.
Have you ever done any shows in
No,
Latin America?
I wish I did.
They would love
No.
you.
So they would adore you.
Nobody invited me.
Well, when we go back to Latin America, you come with us and we make
Okay,
We sort it out.
anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you imagine
yeah.
Pilita
Anytime.
Corrales in Venezuela? That would be cool.
Good.
That would be crazy.
Yeah. Well, Pilita, I must say again, an absolute honor, and thank you so much for
My
coming on the
pleasure.
podcast. It's really amazing to have you on, and I hope everyone listening and watching does enjoy it too. Again,
Thank you so much. I hope that tomorrow I'll be here at the same time, so I'll wait for you. Okay?
Well, if it was up to me, we would have these conversations on a date.
So we can sing together.
Oh yes, we need to. That's definitely.
Why don't we do it now? What do you want to sing?
you want me to sing now? Oh God. Yeah, sure. What do you want to sing?
Oh, anything.
Oh, actually,
Anything, whatever.
before
Yes.
before we sing together,
Yes.
in the channel, in Valesca's channel, we like to react to things together.
Okay.
Is there any performance that you have done that you'd like
Yes.
to react to together, so we can watch it and you can give us your thoughts behind the show or behind the song, and we can kind of then post it so people can watch it too, apart from the podcast?
You mean to say video?
Video. Yeah.
So we watch the three of us. We'll watch a video together, and then you can.
Ah,
like
Your
a backstory
opinion.
or what happened in the video?
Wala, no? Yeah.
Any videos
It's-
that you want us to watch from your performances? Any?
I have plenty of videos, but the person who knows where it is already went home.
Oh, okay,
Nah,
it's okay.
just
but
just
in YouTube, we can find.
we can find them for you. Just mention us
YouTube?
like a
Oh.
song.
Yeah.
That you'd like us to check out. Maybe a song in Spanish. I love your songs in Spanish.
Ah, where? Yeah. YouTube.
about-
Meron ba akong YouTube?
What about
In
best?
Spanish?
They can find. They
They
can
can
find.
find
They
in
can
YouTube. Oh, okay.
Oh, look! I found here. Let me show you. I found
What song?
Bésame Mucho
Bésame,
live
yeah.
in
It's in
Mermo,
YouTube.
or the one in Filipino Cebu concert.
We've heard Besame Mucho before though
Oh, we have.
by Pilita.
Ah, with Besame Mucho.
Bésame Mucho.
Ah.
There is in YouTube.
Ah,
Bésame
YouTube. Where was I singing?
Maybe
Mucho. In Canada.
Ah, in Canada. Okay.
In Canada.
well, I think
Canada.
we've seen that one though. Maybe
Yeah.
Let's see if there's something
I
on,
think they
on
don't know,
YouTube with Julio Iglesias.
oh, that'll be good. Maybe we can find the performance with Julio Iglesias.
Ah, something. Yeah.
Where is
Let's
it?
see.
Dan? It didn't say.
There's here he's singing in Tagalog, but not with her.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Tagalog, Bisaya, and
Let's see what we can find.
I don't think you can find anything. I'm trying to look for it.
You can.
never mind. Don't worry. We will do it tomorrow. Next time. We will do it tomorrow.
Sure.
Sure, definitely. Well,
Next time. Yes.
thank you
next
so much,
time.
Pilita. It has been
No
an
problem.
absolute
No.
honor.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Well,
Call me. I'll be waiting for you tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
okay. Well, everybody, Pilita Corrales.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.